Welcome to the Tyff Talk Show. I am your host, Tiffany O, yet with another amazing couple, and I'm so glad they're here. The soon to be Brandon's, but for now, my match hashtag. Yeah, go check that out. Hashtag met my match. My brother, Terrence, is engaged to the lovely Sophia, and I wanted them on the show. To talk about when you know they're the one. And the reason why I feel like this was fitting for you guys is because you've been dating, you were dating how long up until you got engaged?
Was it 5 months maybe?
Maybe 5 or 6 months.
So within 5 to 6 months you proposed.
Mm-hmm.
Because within those 5 to 6 months you knew that.
Yeah, you knew.
And most people, most guys, I'll hear them say more often than girls, you just know that this is it. And he and I have had a lot of sidebar conversations on when you were the one. So I kind of knew you were the one before he told you. Yeah, before he told you were the one, I kind of knew you were the one too. And I was absolutely elated, just knowing T's story. And when you know someone personally, and know the love they have in them to give, and you're excited for the other person that gets to get that, because it's like, oh, you are blessed. But then talking to T, it's like I knew you were just as big of a blessing to him, because he just had, and it wasn't artificial. And I remember saying this at Heart to Heart. By the way, they were guests at our Heart to Heart. Did y'all enjoy yourself?
I did. It was great.
Good. Yeah. T said, I said this to him, it was a statement he had made. I said, if I didn't know him, then I'd probably yeah, or whatever. But when you know somebody personally, you know that, when they make a statement, it's actually coming from them. But dating somebody for 5 to 6 months and then making a commitment to spend the rest of your life with that person is big. And I feel like we live in a time now where people are coming to a point where they're like, look, I'm not going to date you 5 or 6 years or whatever before I commit to you, because chances are you've already committed, but you're just not willing to, I guess, make the official commitment. So tell me, how did y'all meet?
So we met on an online dating site. We communicated a little bit through messaging. Then we started talking on the phone. Actually, the first conversation on the phone was like a high school conversation.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, we was on the phone for about 4 or 5 hours.
Conversation just flowing.
But about 3:30 in the morning, we was on the phone until before we got off the phone.
No, we had to work.
Yeah.
And just didn't want to get off the phone. And that's, okay, so that's chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
You already know, like, most people, when you're single, because we've all been single. I can't stand when people get married and act like they've never been single before. But when you were single, you remember dating someone, and then you get on the phone with the person, and you can't wait to tell your friend, like, oh my God, we just could not stop talking. And then you have those other conversations like, he ain't have nothing to talk about. It was like pulling teeth. It was like pulling teeth, you know what I mean? I'm having to ask all the questions.
Yeah.
Right. Or they're just talking about themselves, that sort of thing. But when you're on the phone with that period of time, yeah, you definitely have some chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was there off the jump.
So 3 o'clock, and so I'm guessing you probably couldn't wait to talk to her the next day.
Ever since then, I think we have literally been on the phone every day since then. That set the tone.
That set the tone.
So after that conversation, did you have a conversation with anybody about her?
I don't know if I did. Honestly, I think I was just waiting, because we had I might have had a conversation with my brother.
Okay.
Because he was working with me at the time, and I was getting ready to go to our first date.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. I almost didn't make the first date.
How?
So I was working late, and we had the date set up, and she was ready, and I left. I was in the work truck. I was dirty in work clothes, and I was like, man, I need to go home and change.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did that, I wasn't gonna have time to make it. Everything was gonna be closed. And she was like, so what you wanna do? So I ended up having to go on the first date in my work clothes.
I love it. I love it.
I was glad he came because I told him if he had canceled on me on the first day, we might not.
That probably been it. Yeah.
It worked out.
But you know, to me, that shows a level of commitment. Hey, you know, I got a job.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what's up. Okay, so, Sophia, did you have a conversation with any of your friends after you and his first conversation at night? Like, because I know how females are.
Right.
Like, we quick to be like, oh my God, like, what did
Well, you know, I was trying to be cautious this time around. So I did have a conversation with a friend. You know, I was like, oh, we had a good conversation. You know, we
Right.
talked all night. It made me excited to see what the next conversation was gonna be. You know,
So you
I
guys
was
are
like,
just
it
grown.
was chemistry in the first conversation. So I was like, hey, I don't know. We talked forever, you know.
Did y'all have a lot in common?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
We did. It was chemistry. Just the first date was chemistry. Because,
Where did y'all go?
well,
or what did
went
y'all
to,
City Center.
Cyclone and Ice
Yeah.
at City Center.
We
Yeah.
literally ate and talked, and then you know how City Center is set up.
Uh-huh.
After
Great
we
date
ate,
spot.
we sat out there and talked. We were the last people over in City Center. Everything was closed,
Prior to 1 o'clock.
and we were
1:30 in the
still
morning.
sitting out there just conversating.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, see that's how that alone is how you know. Like I just can't get enough of
Yes.
this. So I try not to make the show about me at all because y'all already know how I feel about love and everything. But I just remember having a feeling of, oh, this feels so good to finally meet somebody and it not be, you know, it don't feel forced. So when it's flowing, and when it sounds like it definitely flowed with you guys, it don't feel forced. I just remember having that feeling with Daniel, like, damn, this feel good, you know. And I know y'all probably had that moment in your mind, even if you didn't say it out loud. Where have you been?
Right.
But what took you so long to find me? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's too good to be true.
Or it's too good
Like,
to be
yeah,
true.
man, you know,
That's exactly what I said.
like, am I deserving of this? You
Oh.
know what I'm saying? Because you know you deserving of it.
Right.
God done told us we're deserving of it. But
Right.
sometimes when good things start happening, you're like, man, is this really?
Start really
yeah.
questioning
Yeah.
it. Golly, and that's the trick of the enemy.
Mhm.
You know, trying to, yeah, you know what I
It
mean?
is.
Trying to throw you off or whatever, like, you know, it's gonna end in something. You're gonna find out something bad is
Right.
gonna appear.
Yeah.
And then in some cases you start looking and waiting for that.
You end up sabotaging.
And I know a lot of people, and I almost did it in my own relationship, him thinking that he was too good to be true. And I had to self-check do a self-check like,
Exactly.
this is what you asked for. Stop trying to find something, you know, with the situation. But I know when you say, am I deserving of this? And yes, we are deserving of it. But how long, and I want you both to answer individually, how long did you guys wait for this? How long had you been waiting for this?
Huh? How old am
And
I?
you can ask, and you can answer that
Man.
very honestly and very openly. Like,
I feel like the best way I can answer is I have been waiting for this my whole life.
That's what I wanted.
This is what I have been.
that's
waiting
what I
for.
wanted right
Now,
there. I didn't want the in
Yeah.
between
Oh, no,
relationship
no.
answer.
Because that's not what I was waiting on. I
Right.
was waiting on this one. The difference for me is that this is, I feel, what God had for me and not what I had for me.
Yes.
So this is just different. This is the one I was waiting on.
That's not the one you chose. That's the one God chose.
Exactly.
It's a difference.
It's a big difference. A big.
What about you, T?
So, this is something I've always dreamed of. However, you know, I tell people all the time that my effort and the work that I put in,
Mhm.
my success level, the reason I'm at that success level is because I've been waiting for this. But while preparing for this, I've been preparing myself in a whole nother way. So when this time came, I'm already prepared over that.
Yes,
You know
you'll
what I
be
mean?
ready.
Mhm.
You'll be ready. And I think that's so key when we're not using the time that God gives us to actually prepare. Sometimes we're constantly complaining and becoming frustrated because it's not here. And most of the time when that happens, it's because you're not ready, and God really wants, when you receive what I have for you, I want you to be ready to receive this. But in your preparation time, praying for it it's key, right?
It's key. You have to pray for it. Man, you can't get fatigued. A lot of people get in relationships that's not successful and they get tired.
Yeah.
They get tired of the heartbreak. But I don't think they realize that if you're praying to God for what you want, He's going to bring it to you. But sometimes you got to go through that heartbreak. You have to go through that
Lord.
experience. That's how
somebody better listen. Somebody needs to receive that. You got to go through that process.
Yeah.
Ain't no getting around it. There's no getting around it.
But that process prepares you for what's
absolutely. Someone I'm very close to, who I work with, we talk about relationships all the time, and I explained to her that the thing about the process is you don't like it, but it is so necessary, because if it rained, or better yet, the sun shined every day, we would have no appreciation for it, because we're going to go outside. I know the sun is going to be shining. I know it's going to be a beautiful day. But when a storm comes, that is when you'll begin to appreciate the sun. When that storm comes and when it rains, and it's like when you don't know when the storm is going to, when the sun is going to shine again, that's when you can really appreciate. So you have to go through those not so good relationships. You have to go through the liars and the deceivers in order to appreciate the honest guy. And then being willing to accept it. And like what he was saying, not knowing if I deserve it. It's like the devil will try to trick you into thinking you ain't worthy of this. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I know who my daddy is. I know who gave this to me. Okay, so y'all know how I get going into all this. So, like, what is you guys' you know what? Before I answer that question, y'all stay right there. We will be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. I am here still with the soon-to-be Brandons, and I wanted to ask them a very key question. So without sounding corporate, what are you guys' 5 core values? What are the 5 pillars that you intend to be the foundation for your relationship?
So God, love, communication, forgiveness. I can't remember the 5th one. What's the 5th one?
We say respect.
Respect.
Oh, that was a good. God, love, communication, forgiveness, and respect. I can't see a relationship without any of them. And the particularly, especially the action of love, because we get caught up in saying I love you, and then the other person is saying, but I don't feel like you do, I don't feel like you do, only because they're waiting for you to do something. Right. You know what I mean? Sure. To show that action. Those are really good. I hope y'all got that. Should have blessed somebody. So, in those 5 pillars, like, what is something that you guys feel that you're doing right now to prepare for this journey?
Premarital counseling. So we're doing premarital counseling, and we both was for it, but also when I go see a counselor, they have to catch my attention. And this guy caught my attention, and one thing that he told us in premarital counseling that everybody needs to know is that even though you're with somebody and you're in love, that person can never satisfy your every need. Don't put that type of expectation on them, because God is a selfish God. And if you start looking to that person to satisfy your every need, He's going to come down and interfere in that, because He's going to always leave a spot for you.
Right.
That you have to come to Him.
Right. That is good. That's what I wanted for the TV. that really is so true.
That's why that has to be the core foundation.
Absolutely.
Of the relationship.
But think of how many times or how many situations where you unconsciously have put that expectation on somebody to
Mm-hmm.
create that happiness for you. When God is like, hello.
Right.
So, you know, he gave us a story. I don't remember the guy's name in the Bible. Had everything he wanted. He was rich.
It wasn't Job?
Now he had like what? He had 1,000. He had 1,000 wives.
Oh,
He had
that
he had
wasn't Job.
he had everything that he wanted, but he still was unhappy. Even though he had everything that he wanted, the one thing that he didn't have was God. He didn't go to God for fulfillment, and that space is what was left empty. You know, and that was just one of the scenarios that he used for even actors in Hollywood that have millions of dollars right now today that commit suicide.
Right.
They have
Oh,
everything
yeah.
that they want, but they're still unhappy.
Oh, yeah,
because
that void.
God is not there. They're not
That's
going
right.
to him to fulfill them.
That's
He
right.
also related it to everyday people. Like, for example, even with us or with you or whoever, he was like, some people eat and fill it with food. Some people shop and fill it with shoes and try to fill it. But you find these, he said cheating even. Like, people in relationships, sometimes they're looking for something. But what it is they're looking for, they haven't looked in the right place. They're trying to fill it with random things when that space is for God.
That's so key. Filling it with random things. I think sometimes when people get happy, they forget who caused them to be happy. You know, we start putting a lot of value in material things and too much value in sometimes people and not real in jobs and all of the things that could be gone just like that without reflecting on what actually created all of those things and how easy it can be gone. That's why I think marriage is, and like I said, I'll tell anybody, I want to marry 2.2 seconds, but I can say within those 2.2 seconds, marriage is work. And you have to be committed to the work. So, real quick, do you guys have plans on extending your family?
Yes, absolutely.
That's beautiful. So, you currently have 2 little princesses. And I know they would be excited about. I know they would. But what role did they play in you seeing or confirming that she was the one? What role did your girls play?
They actually play a major role because they have to be acceptable to her and relaxed around her, and also at the same time have respect for her.
Right.
And you know, I feel like none of that should be forced.
Right.
It has to come natural.
Natural. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. There is so much well, I shouldn't say we, but a lot of people in dating, they overlook a lot of things when it comes to the kids, and they don't really realize how much their kids play a role in, you know, confirming. Now, I'm not saying that your kids should control that, but it's so important to make sure that you're paying attention to those things. And when you say they were natural, that's probably comforting to a parent to say, you know, as I just sit back and observe, like, you know, I can get used to that. I like that.
Right.
You know, I feel like truly to genuinely love someone when you're dating them, you have to love the people around them. You can't just love that individual.
That's right. True love, anyway.
Love the people around.
That's
them.
right.
If you can just love just that individual and not the people around them, I don't think that you guys are actually meant to be.
Right. I know for me, and Daniel will probably attest to this, it was so important for me on how King received him. And King met him like on a whim. Daniel and I probably had been dating about 3 months. And it wasn't even time for him to meet King, but my aunt wasn't home, so I had to bring Kingston home with me. So it was just like, ta-da, like, you know. And the way Kingston received him was a little scary. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, you know, like, where you been? Sort of thing, you know? And I remember in my proposal, Daniel made it clear that he saw how much Kingston meant to me. So he knew that he had to, he had to get in good with this guy because and from the love that I had for him. But more importantly, what's important to me, and I want you to speak on this. What's important to me is Kingston seeing positive love. Him seeing a healthy love between his mom and his daddy. I think that's so important. What do you like? What are your views on how that may affect?
I think it's important because kids mimic what they see.
Absolutely.
You know, they mimic what they're.
Right.
You can tell them all day.
Absolutely.
But what they see and what they're around and what they experience is what they're going to.
Absolutely.
So I feel like our relationship definitely plays a role on them and how they view relationships.
Oh yeah.
And even coming into even my relationship with their mom is important.
Right.
You know, because they see that. You know, they need to see us working together
for them.
So that they know it's okay for all of us to be together.
Yes.
We're a family and we're going to do, you know, so they have positive views and family views, you know.
Yes.
If we're always arguing, if we're always mad, it's going to cause them
no doubt.
to have turmoil in their life.
Right.
Because this is the normal. You don't never want them to think that's normal.
And a part of their decision making when it comes to relationships, you know, like what they're used to. Because I know a lot of females, a lot of my close friends, they've picked guys that mirrored their dad in a positive light. You know what I mean? Picked hardworking guys, picked guys that were family oriented because that's what they saw at home. And I think you're an excellent example of being, you know, a great example for your girls. If your girls will go out and get a guy who just so happen to be like you, I think you'll be comfortable with that. But of course, every father wants someone to get someone better, get someone better than who they are. You understand what I'm saying? But just knowing that you guys have done all that you should do in giving them a positive example of what a healthy love looks like. Right. I think that's probably the biggest reward any parent could give kids, and I know this baby's gonna be so blessed whenever it gets here. But they ain't even started. They're just practicing right now. They're just still in practice. So nobody get no ideas or whatnot.
2020.
But 2020, hey, right, that's right. And you guys went on a vacation a couple months ago. When was that?
We went to Panama, January.
Panama, all them pictures.
Good time.
Them pictures. So where's the honeymoon gonna be?
Jamaica.
Y'all make me sick.
I cannot wait.
Y'all make me sick. Yeah. So, are we planning a big wedding?
You know, I don't know what big is to people anymore.
How many people you got, Tim?
We looking for probably almost 300 people. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if that's big or small. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a big wedding.
You know.
And I can definitely say I know you got friends and both of you have family that have been waiting for this right here. And to say that you guys, it's been it's been a full year. Next month.
You know something we discussed? I want to say this, man. We was talking about it this morning. You know, some people get married and they have a wedding, and I think sometimes it's more of a show. You know, and we was like, how do we feel about our wedding? You know, really the wedding is for the people that we love to come and see a union being formed.
Absolutely.
Under God, for the covenant that we're forming with God. We just want them to see that that exists. And you got some people that have given up on love because of those bumps. We just want them to see, you know, because of my story for sure, and even hers, that you know, no matter the bumps and bruises, don't give up.
Don't give.
It's there. If you give up, you can never get there.
I'm telling you, most of the times they right here. You be right there. Yeah. And I'm proud to say that's when I stayed hopeful. I stayed hopeful. Yeah, I never got to the point where I'm like, I'm sick of dating. What I did do is that I restructured how I dated. I made it clear on my time is very valuable to me, and as soon as you showed me any sign of some BS, like she said, if you would have showed up that night, y'all probably wouldn't be sitting here. That was me. That was me. And some people say, "Oh, Tiff, you cutthroat." No, I just value my time. I'm in a different space right now. And when someone is genuinely interested in you, this is what happens. It's not this.
It's effortless.
It's effortless. You know, it's not this, you know, bunch of back and forth BS, you know, a bunch of lies and all this kind of stuff. It's like, this is actually what happens. But this is a beautiful example of what a healthy love looks like. And they are not oblivious to challenges. They are not oblivious to change. They are not oblivious to those things that are supposed to come and distract you. But I am confident in saying that you guys are well prepared. And I'm just so excited about the wedding. I'll be there, front and center. That is our time. Guys, you have been amazing. And I would hope that everybody who is going to be in attendance in your wedding will continue to support your love. And that God will continue to cover you and saturate you in His mercy and His grace. Because we all know it's not a matter of if you'll be tried. It's when. It's a matter of when you'll be tried. But being prepared, as T said, is the most important thing. So that is our time here at the Tyff Talk Show. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know I sure did. If you would like to know more about them, when they hashtag every 6 months, which seems like they're not social media gurus, you can just check out their hashtag met my match, and you should check out the Brandons. Until next time, y'all. We'll see you on Tuesday.
We're the soon-to-be Brandons, and our Tyff Talk tip today is,
for the singles looking to be in a relationship, our tip is to, in the downtime, focus on you, put in your work so that when it comes, you can recognize it and that you're ready for it. Focus on you, preparing yourself for that relationship that's coming your way.